Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. I watched with a certain amount of fascination all day today and all day yesterday what was essentially Democratic functionaries, members of the establishment, people who suckle on the tit of the Democratic Party, backsliding and moonwalking and ducking and dodging and trying to find any lifeline that they could possibly find to deal with this idea that, oh my God, Donald Brazile came out and said that we cheated. Everything. Oh, she's just hawking a book. Oh, this stuff doesn't really apply. Oh, look at the fine details of the agreement that was signed. What they've settled on for the most part, their lifeline, the thing that they're clinging on to, the little fig leaf that's still exposing a little bit of testicle on the side. What they're going with is this idea of, well, look, the document says that you can't necessarily impeach the rules of the DNC, meaning, hey, everything had to be above board because it said in the document they couldn't, whatever took place, couldn't necessarily exceed the rules of the DNC, meaning this kind of impartiality and everything else. That is fucking insane. That's insanity. Donald Brazile came out saying, hey, they were taking more money. They had this agreement that allowed them to essentially take all this money. Hillary Clinton had absolute control of the DNC at that point. She was putting them on an allowance, meaning she herself had domination over the party. It was an existential threat. They depended on the Hillary Clinton campaign for their very survival. And the argument that they're making is, well, wait a minute. The document says that they don't have control over, she don't have control. I mean, she can't break the rules. So are you telling me they're funneling like 98% of the money that they received before the primary had even ended and before they had even chosen a candidate in no way is conferring an advantage to one of the candidates? That's an amazing statement. That exact same candidate having control over the party apparatus by putting that party on an allowance. Understand what I'm saying? For one of the campaigns to even be able to do it, what Donald Brazile describes as putting them on an allowance. Think about that. One of the campaigns is putting the entire party, the DNC itself, on an allowance. And we don't supposed to believe that the person who's putting the DNC on an allowance doesn't necessarily have sway over the DNC. All of the decisions that was coming out in regards to budgetary and hiring decisions and communications, all of those things, again, were coming out of Brooklyn, Hillary Clinton's office. This argument that just because the document said that they had to be impartial meant that they were being impartial is insanity. It's insanity. You made an agreement to give over power and control over your Democratic apparatus to one of the campaigns. And when the other campaign said you guys are cheating because you're showing favoritism to one of the other campaigns, you lied. You lied. Stop lying. Stop lying. You've been lying for 15 months. I'm going to thank Caitlin Johnston for accumulating the fuckfest that has been taking place on the so-called left, trying to find reasons to explain why Hillary Clinton, why the Democratic Party did not cheat Bernie Sanders, even though it's apparent at this point, be it in the WikiLeaks document, and the person who was president of the Democratic Party, the chairman of the party itself, saying they cheated you. They cheated you. They cheated you. And they are still consistently lying about the fact that they're cheated, even though it has been exposed to the light of day. Still lying. All of them lying. Chris Hayes lying. Keith Olberman lying. Peter fucking Dow lying. Tom Watson lying. The people on MSNBC lying through their goddamn teeth. They're consistently lying. Stop the lying. Own it. You cheated. The person who was in your party came out and said you cheated. The WikiLeaks document says you cheated. Our own goddamn eyes and perception of physical matter reality is saying that you're cheating. Why are you consistently lying about cheating? I thought to myself that maybe Donald Brazile was coming out and saying Hillary Clinton, she was putting a shiv in Hillary Clinton and putting a shiv in Obama and saying Deborah Wasserman-Schultz was incompetent because she was trying to kind of create this thing of, all right, these were the people involved. Don't blame the party. Let's move forward. Essentially saying we're going to find somebody to throw under the bus to keep things going. And if that means we need to eat Hillary Clinton alive, then we're going to eat Hillary Clinton alive to keep going. We have 15 million people leave the party. There are large factions of people who used to be Democratic voters who are now antagonistic towards that party, either from the Trump side or the progressive and leftist side. How does a party survive when you have elements in the society itself that are completely antagonistic towards the aims of the party and full well understand that that party usurped the democratic process to install the person who they wanted in that office, even though this is supposed to be a representative government? That is an amazing thing to come to a realization with. And in dealing with that realization, these guys don't want to own it. They want to lie. Good sense, good political sense, good political acumen is what Donna Brazile did. We're going to eat some of the people in this party in order to try to get this party to go on. That would have been good sense. Good goddamn sense would have been for everybody to say, hey, let's fall in on Donna Brazile's bandwagon. Let's eat Hillary Clinton, Obama, and Deborah Wasserman-Schultz, and let's try to move on saying, okay, they were the culprit. Yes, they were cheated. It was just them. Let's continue. Either they're too stupid or too shamelessly corrupt, and it's suckle on the tit of the Democratic Party. They're so obsequious to the party itself. It's their lifeline. It's the only thing that they know. They're career politicians in this way, career journalists. To them, functioning in party politics has nothing to do with actually getting shit done. It has everything to do with the job opportunity. They're too shameless. They didn't want to do that. They didn't want to go that route and just owning it, saying, okay, you're right. We cheated. We lied. We were lying for the last year. When we said that you guys were sore losers, when you said that we were cheating, that we were like, oh, how dare you impeach the integrity of the first woman in a major party to win the nomination? The most qualified woman in the history of the universe to lose to a reality show host. We were the bad guys. We were the bad guys. We were the ones who were saying bad things about Hillary Clinton. We were the ones that were responsible for Hillary Clinton losing to a reality show host. You cheated. She lost on her own merits. You failed on your own merits. Own it. Own it. When you cheat a candidate, there are consequences for cheating candidates. You've usurped this democracy by trying to install that woman to that office. And in doing so, you failed miserably and lost to a maniac. And right now, instead of owning the shit, instead of owning the shitstorm that you guys have created, you've settled on some kind of ridiculous item in the document that you've hung all of your hats and all of your hopes on to try to explain cheating. Blunt and overt, over the top, clear as a bell cheating. You look fucking ridiculous. All of you. All of you. I can't believe I used to look at some of these people. It's fucking amazing. Even Keith Olberman. Oh, sad day. This is such a sad day for Keith Olberman. This is pathetic and embarrassing. And you've revealed yourself, sir. And in fact, I'm going to start with Keith Olberman. I'm going to start with Keith Olberman. Because this is telling. Wow, Donna Brazile managed to end her career 3 times on just one issue. Now, what do you mean she managed to end her career? So, this is kind of the point I'm getting at. Are you a goddamn journalist? Or are you a careerist? When you were out there taking shots at Bush, were you taking shots at Bush because Bush was doing really shitty and corrupt things in that office? Because he was murdering civilians and started a war? Started a war based on ridiculousness, based on the premise of a lie. Were you out there taking shots at Bush because it dug into you? Or were you out there taking shots at Bush because you were a goddamn Democrat? If you had this integrity thing, this thing of integrity, moved you to attack George Bush, and somebody just told you that elements of your party cheated one of the people who were running the primaries, cheated millions of people. Those people gave over $220 million. And your response to this is she managed to end her career. You were perfectly fine with Donna Brazile when she was towing the line that says, hey, there was no cheating here. Everything is fucking awesome. When she was handing notes to the other thing, you never mentioned the things that Democrats do. And the time that you mention the thing that Democrats do, you obfuscate. You lie. You don't deal with the issue. Instead, you attack Donna Brazile for coming out with the truth. It's not even a truth. That was the secret. That's the amazing part. She ended her career. Again, Olberman doesn't want to deal with the actual information itself. Olberman wants to talk about Donald Brazil. He wants to talk about Donald Trump. He wants to talk about everything other than what takes place in the Democratic Party. Where's your goddamn integrity? Let's go to the next person. Chris Hayes. However, the memo also made clear that the arrangement pertained only to the general election. A big detail. A big detail. Here's the thing. ABC News came out with an article on this. ABC News, this quote, a joint fundraising agreement between Bernie Sanders' campaign and the Democratic National Committee obtained Friday by ABC News and signed at the start of the primary campaign for the 2016 presidential election does not include any language about coordinating on strategic decisions over hiring or budget, unlike a fundraising memo between Hillary Clinton's team and the DNC. Former Sanders staff members argue that Sanders' DNC agreement refutes the claim by the DNC that the two campaigns were offered similar treatment by the party. What's more, the Sanders team posits that joint fundraising agreements they signed with the party was never acted on. Beyond that, let's take a look at Donald Brazil's piece for the moment. Because Donald Brazil's piece goes beyond this ridiculous thing of a big detail. Explain to me, Chris Hayes. Explain to me. When the person who was in head of the DNC comes out and says that one of the parties or one of the members exerted absolute control over the party itself, you believe that some line in the document itself that completely gets overridden by the entirety of the reading of the document in its totality, meaning this person has control over this particular party apparatus. And you're saying that, hey, it's a big detail that this particular line is in a document saying that, you know, they can't do anything that goes against our bylaws. Deborah Wasserman Schultz had given over control to the Hillary camp before the primaries had ended. Which part of this are you missing? You're saying big detail. What's the big detail? Donald Brazil is explaining literally that Hillary Clinton, before the primaries were over with, exerted absolute control over the DNC, including holding on to the purse strings. Chris Hayes is making the argument that even though Donna Brazil is making the case that, hey, she had the DNC on an allowance, that her being able to put the DNC on an allowance in no way meant that she was controlling the party apparatus. Having 98% of the money that's coming in before the primary is over with, going to Brooklyn, in no way showed favoritism towards the party apparatus. I find this to be an amazing argument. She's breaking campaign finance laws, and they're looking for these little legal distinctions in the document itself. This is amazing. Hillary Clinton exerted complete control over the entire DNC thing before the primary was over with. And Chris Hayes' argument says, hey, look, there's this line in the document that says that they couldn't break any DNC bylaws, so everything is okay. Everything is okay. Everything's great. Everything's great. Be honest. Be honest. What's wrong with honesty? What's wrong with honesty? Are you that obsequious to the Clintons? Are the Clintons, they have their tentacles in you to that degree where they have you like these little puppets coming out lying and just saying ridiculous and absurd things? Whether it's Bill Maher looking into the camera with some religious belief that $150,000 in Facebook ads beat $1 billion political campaign. Many of those ads being in red states. As if Hillary Clinton campaign also wasn't running ads on Facebook. This shit is amazing. This is amazing. You've been caught red-handed. And you're out to this. The honest out to this is just to say, hey, you're right. If any of you had any level of political acumen, what you will say is, you were right. You caught us red-handed. We cheated. We cheated. It was Hillary Clinton. It was Obama. It was Deborah Wasserman Schultz. It was just them. Let's keep it moving. I would have not believed that. But at the very least, I would have given you the benefit of the doubt. Not even the benefit of the doubt. I would at least give it a little bit of credibility of saying, okay, at the very least, they're owning up to it. There are going to be some people out there who actually does believe, okay, they're owning up to it. But this is insane. This is insane. You guys have been caught red-handed, and you guys have been lying through your teeth for 15 months, and you're continuing to lie, even after the person who was in the belly of the beast itself comes out and says, you caught us. It was rigged. It was rigged. She may be trying to hawk a book. Fair enough. It doesn't necessarily mean that what she's saying doesn't necessarily jive with her goddamn eyes and what was taking place in regards to WikiLeaks, and we lived it. We were actually there. This is not a case where all of these people were on the moon and we came back to Earth and you're explaining to us what took place. We were actually there. We were there. We were there. It's fucking insane. It's absolutely fucking insane. Absolutely insane. Howard Dean has shredded all of his credibility and character and integrity a long time ago. This was a that guy. Howard Dean. That's who Howard Dean is. Howard Dean has his own quote. Turns out the memo Donna spoke about applied only to the general election. If so, then this memo is standard operating procedure for 15 years. All of them have essentially jumped on the exact same specific argument. The problem is that argument doesn't fly. What Donna Brazile is talking about, whether you're trying to say this memo or not, what she experienced, what she recounted, was one camp having absolute control over the political apparatus before the primaries had even been decided. One camp taking more money than they were supposed to get, essentially skirting campaign finance laws. One camp putting the DNC itself, the thing that was supposed to be impartial, on an allowance. That's what Donna Brazile recounted. You guys have looked at the document and found one line that essentially contradicted by the rest of the document itself. I don't mean to yell, but this is aggravating to me. These people are insane. There's a level of shamelessness, a level of being willing to say immense and insane things for the money that's being put into their pockets. They're so obsequious to the Democratic Party. I think Keith Olberman is right. This is about their career. You have a career focusing on lefty politics. If you want to focus on lefty politics and you want to keep your career intact, you better fall in line. You better recount this story and you better defend the indefensible. That's what you better do. If you're going to be Chris Hayes, if you're going to be anybody on MSC, if you're going to be Keith Olberman, if you're going to be Peter fucking Dow, that hack, if you're going to be any of these people, you're going to get out here and you're going to repeat the exact same thing to defend your interests. That interest being the thing that keeps you in power. Or not even in power, that keeps dollars in your pocket and keeps you whatever your career is. These guys are careerists. This has nothing to do with reality. They monetize reality in a way. We need to defend Hillary Clinton. We need to defend the Democratic Party. So we're going to say whatever we need to say to defend Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party. That's what this boils down to. That's what this boils down to. All of the times that they've said, there's no cheating. This is impartial. You guys are being sore losers. You guys don't know what you're talking about. You guys need to bow your heads and fall in line and support Hillary Clinton. She won fair and honest. Every time one of them said that out of their mouth, every time one of them insinuated, they were lying through their goddamn teeth. And they knew they were lying through their teeth. And right now, when it came out, they continue to lie. Is this the party you want to support? And if this is still the party that you're willing to support, is there anything that the party can do that would get you to say, okay, I've had enough? This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. These are grown people saying things that are insane. They've been caught red-handed. And the path out is just saying, okay, you're right, you caught us. We lied. It was Hillary Clinton, Obama, and Deborah Wasserman-Schultz, and we're making a clean break. They're defending the indefensible. When you go and you're putting your vote in, are these the people you want to vote for? Is this what you want to co-sign? I will leave it at that. This video ran long again, and I'm sorry, but I find this to be fucking amazing. I want to thank Caitlin Johnson. Caitlin Johnson pulled all of these media personalities in one article, meaning I could just see the people themselves. And as I'm looking at the tweets, I'm like, oh my God, these people are fucking insane. They're insane. So I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, I leave it at that. Alright guys, if you enjoy the content, feel free to share, like, subscribe, and of course, you can always support the Patreon. Thanks guys.